Part second, semi-solid dosage form. Start with definition of ointment and cream, then gel and paste, because there are four only topics which are covered in the syllabus. So if ointment we can define as ointment are homogeneous, translucent, viscous, semi-solid preparation, most commonly a greasy, thick oil where oil is 80% and water 20%, intended for external application to the skin or mucous membrane. Means ointment are homogeneous, means they are mixed homogeneously. Translucent, viscous means like viscous like means glycerin like consistency. Semi solid means there are something in the semi nature, and used for external application means for as over the skin or mucous membrane. And creams creams are homogeneous semi solid preparation consisting of opaque emulsion. Opaque means where light cannot pass clearly, means something opaque. Contain lipophilic emulsifying agent means those emulsifying agent which is lipophilic in nature. Lipophilic means they are lipid soluble. Their consistency depend on the type of emulsion. Means what type of emulsion they are actually means W by O or O by W means water and oil or oil in water. On the nature of the solid in the internal phase means consistency of the cream directly depend on what type of matter in that emulsion. Means if there is a solid substances are more, so obviously cream will be more viscous. If solid material are less, obviously the cream will be less viscous. Creams are intended for the application to the skin or certain mucous membranes. Gels are homogeneous, clear, semi-solid system consisting of dispersion of small or large molecule in an aqueous liquid vehicle rendered jelly-like by the addition of gelling agent. Gels are aqueous, colloidal suspension of the hydrated form of insoluble medicament used for medication and lubrication. Means basically gels are homogeneous substances which is prepared by using gelling agent. Basically, use of gelling agent are when it will come to contact with the any vehicle and it will swell and form a gel-like structure. So drug will enter into it, and after application it will reach through the formulation and penetrate into the body, and it will show a effect. Last one is paste. Paste basically it is having more than 25% of solid substances like zinc oxide, and it is containing fatty bases like petroleum jelly. Paste are semi-solid preparations intended for external application to the skin. Usually paste are thick in nature, like you can see Colgate, and do not melt at normal temperature, so it will remain on the area for the longer duration and longer duration of action. Now we will discuss classification of ointment. So basically classification of ointment is following two types. One is based on penetration and second one is according to its therapeutic use. Means what is the use of that ointments. Based on this we will classify it. So based on penetration, one is epidermic means uh, if any ointment which is used for acting on epidermis, so that will called epidermic. Basically epidermis, dermis, subcutaneous, there are layer of skin as I told earlier. Second one is endodermic means any ointment which is act on deeper layer of cutaneous tissue. Cutaneous tissue is the base, sub part of skin. And third one is diadermic means which ointment which is used for deep penetration. Now second classification is according to its therapeutic usage. First is antibiotic ointment means those ointment which is act as an antibiotic agent means second is antifungal those ointment which is used for as a antifungal activity like some drugs like ketoconazole, fluconazole. And third one is anti-inflammatory, those drugs which is cure inflammation. So if any drug having inflammation, anti-inflammatory activity or using as a ointment, so it will classify into anti-inflammatory. Fourth one is anti-pruritic, means anti-itching drug. For it is used for itching, curing itching. And fifth one is astringent, means an astringent is a chemical that shrinks or constricts body tissue. The word derived from the Latin ad stringere, which means to wind fast. For example, calamine lotion. Now, and last one is Cerato. Last one is keratolytic, which is uh, term the means there is treatment to remove what calluses and other lesions in which epidermis produce excess skin. In this therapy, acid medicines such as Whitfield ointment or Jasner solution are put on the lesions. Keratolytic therapy thins the skin on and around the lesions. Now we will start on classification of paste, classification of creams, classification of gels. So first one is classification of paste. So there are three types of paste. One is fatty paste, second one is aqueous gel paste, third one hydrocolloid paste. Fatty paste means there is having fatty material as a base. Second one is aqueous gel paste, means this is having as a solvent system aqueous material. Third one is hydrocolloid paste. Basically, if hydrocolloid means a substance which form a gel in the presence of water, example of which are used in surgical, dressing and in various industrial applications. Now second one is classification of gel. So there are three types of classification based on use, based on nature of colloidal system and based on solvent nature. So first one basis on usage, medicated gel, lubricating gel, and miscellaneous gel. Is what if any gel which is used for a medication purpose, so that will call medicated gel. If any gel which is used for a lubrication, so that will call lubricating gel. This gel also used for sexual wellness. And third one is miscellaneous, which is not covered on above two categories. That gel will cover under this third one category. Now, second classification is based on nature of colloidal system. So there are two types. One is organic, and this second one is inorganic. As you know, when by according to name, they are organic and inorganic. Now, third is basis on solvent nature. One is hydrogel. Second one is organogel. So, if we will discuss on in detail hydrogel, what is hydrogel? Hydrogel is a network of cross-linked polymer chain that are hydrophilic in nature, sometimes found as a colloidal gel in which water is a dispersion medium. Means in the hydrogel water will be in dispersion medium, and in organogels there will organic substances will be act as a dispersion medium. So there are basically difference in both. Now we will move on classification of creams. There are two type of classification. One is aqueous, second is oily. So if in the clear language I will discuss uh, aqueous creams means where water will be more and oil phase will be less. So it is also called oil in water. Means oil in water. Oil in water means water will be always more, oil will be less. Second one is oily creams. Means oil will be more and water will be less. So it is called water in oil. Means water in oil. Means oil will be more and water will be less. Normal. So one is oil in water creams. Mean aqueous creams are three types: anionic, cationic, and non-ionic emulsifying agent. Emulsifying agent described as which those agent which is used for the emulsification of the substances called emulsifying agent, also called surfactant. Anionic means those emulsifying agent after dissociation gives negative charge called anionic. Those agent gives positive charge called cationic. Those an emulsifying agent does not dissociate means not give positive charge, not give negative charge, those agents called non-ionic emulsifying agents. So based on three types of emulsifying agent, we will classify it on that following three types. Now second one, oily creams means water in oily creams. There are sterile creams and second one is soap cream. Soaps are basically a surfactant which is a hard surfactant and sterile are subtype of steroids. Now excipient in semi-solid dosage form. There are four types of dosage form in the flavors: ointment, paste, cream, and gel. So they are ingredient which is used for that formulation. For ointment preparation, ointment base, which is main content. Second one is preservative, which is used for the prevention of microbial contamination. Third is antioxidant, which is prevent from oxidation. Fourth one is chelating agent, it from chelate. Fifth one is humectant, it provides some moisture to the formulation, means it prevent butter loss. Like for example, glycerin is act as a humectant, and last one is a perfume. And if you are talking about paste, so there is four type of ingredient which is used for that preparation. One is paste base, second preservative, third antioxidant, and fourth one is perfume. And in cream, first is penetration enhancer. So there are advanced technique. For some agent uses a penetration enhancer. Basically, penetration enhancers are those agents which is used for the increase and enhance the permission of the formulation through skin into the body. Second one is oil and oleaginous substances. Third is emulsions. Fourth one is co-emulsifier, means some ingredient which is used with emulsifier act as a co-emulsifier for performing high emulsification process. Fifth is emulsion stabilizers, those agents which is used for stabilizing the emulsion called emulsion stabilizers. Next is mixed emulsifier system. Next, humectant, stabilizers, and perfume. Now, last one is gel. In the gel formulation, there are four types of substances which is used: gelling agent, preservative, hygroscopic substances, and chelating agents. So, they are overall excipient profile which is used for semi-solid dosage form. Ointment. Ointments are semi-solid preparation meant for external application to skin or mucous membrane. Ointment base. It is selected after a toxicity study and irritability study. Means if any base causing any irritation or toxic effect to the skin, so that base will not use for ointments at that particular person. So it is the one of the most important ingredient used in the formulation of semi-solid dosage form. And ointment and suppository base, as I told earlier, suppository is the sometimes semi-solid or sometimes solid because it is considered on the both form. And so ointment and suppository bases do not merely act as the carrier of medicament, means it is not acting as a carrier for a drug, but basically it is as a base. But they also control the extent of absorption, means duration of absorption, how much time will be absorbed, means 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So it will absorb, means it will increase the absorption time. Classification of bases as I discussed. One is oleaginous, second one is absorption, third one is emulsion, and fourth one is water soluble. So now we will discuss in detail all our four. First one is oleaginous, meaning also called hydrocarbon bases. Basically, they consist of combination of more than one oleaginous material, such as water insoluble hydrophobic oil and fats. Means they are containing hydrophobic oil, means hydrophobic means hydro means water, phobia means something fear. So it is insoluble in water That's why it's called hydrophobic. So disadvantage of this type of bases are they are greasy, means they are sticky, so they are not washable. Retain body heat because they form a layer, so that's why they retain body heat. Do not increase absorption, prevent drainage on oozing area. They are anhydrous, do not absorb water, and insoluble in water. So they are classification. There are five types. One is hydrocarbon. Second one vegetable oils, animal fats. Third one is hydrogenated and sulfated oils. Fourth one is acid, alcohol, and ester. Fifth one is silicones. So example of hydrocarbon is paraffin wax, soft paraffin, liquid paraffin. Example of vegetable oil and animal fats, peanut oil, coconut oil, lanolin, and beeswax. Example of hydrogenated and sulfated oils, castor oil and sulfate castor oil. And example of acid, alcohol and esters, stearic acid, stearyl alcohol, isopropyl mesylate. Fifth one is silicones. Example of this type of oleaginous base is dimethyl polysiloxanes. Second classification of bases are second one is absorption base. There are some qualities which is having by absorption base. One is anhydrous in nature. It form water in oil emulsion, means oil will be more, water will be less. Absorb 50% of water because it is containing sterol, so it is having property to absorb more water. Due to presence of water, it is easily removable from any surface. There are two types in classification. One is non-emulsified. Second one is WYO emulsion, means water in oil, where the oil will be more and water will be less. So non-emulsified basis means it absorbs water and aqueous solution to produce water in oil emulsion. For example, of this type of bases are bull fat, bull alcohol, beeswax, and cholesterol. Second one is water in oil emulsion, where it absorbs more water than non-emulsified bases. If we compare both of bases, non-emulsified and water in oil, so water in oil bases absorb more water as compared to non-emulsified bases. For example of water in oil emulsion is hydrous bull fat, also called lanolin. Third one is emulsion base. It is having ability to absorb water, serum discharge and form OYW, means oil in water, where water will be in dispersion medium and oil will be in dispersed phase, and water in oil, where water will be in dispersed phase and oil will be in dispersion medium, means oil will be more and water will be less. According to type of emulsion, these bases are classified as either WYO or OYW, where first one will be, for example, if I am talking about WYO, means first letter is W, so it will be less, means first letter will be less, second one will be more. One is WYO, means water in oil. They are sticky because here oil will be more, water will be less. If oil will be more, there it will be greasy and sticky. For example, sulfuric zinc ointment are example of that type of basis. Second one is oil in water, where oil will be less, water will be more. So due to its containing more water, that's why it is easily removable from skin. For example, banishing creams are used by that type of basis. There is formula: anionic, cationic, or non-emulsifying waxes 30%, white salt paraffin 50%, liquid paraffin 20%. They are total 15 and 30 and 20 equal to 100%. When applied on skin, leaves behind a layer of fat. When it is applied, this formula is applied on the skin, and it is leaves a layer of fat, and it last one is water soluble bases, also called grease-less base. Means they are not produce grease-like structure. So example of this type bases are Carovax. They are grades 200, 300, 1500, 15,000, 1540, 3000, 6000. Pectin, tragacan, cellulose, gelatin, silica gel, bentonite. They all above grades are 200, 300 are for viscous liquid, and for if you are require low viscosity, so we can use glycine and glycine monostearate. They are best example of this type of basis because due to its water soluble properties, they are not stain on the clothes and easy removal from skin as well as other material whatever. As we discussed earlier about ointment formulation, now we'll move on paste. So there is a paste base. There are three types as I discussed: hydrocarbon, water miscible, and water soluble. So there are difference in between miscible. Soluble means it will solubilize at molecular level. Miscible means it will mix only. So example of hydrocarbon bases are soft paraffin, liquid paraffin. Bottom miscible basis glycerin and emulsifying ointment means it will emulsify, but after some time if it will keep on the for a long time of period, it will separate out or it will settle down. So that's why it is called water miscible. Third one is water soluble. For example, PEG, polyethylene glycol is a substance which is water soluble in the nature. Now move on. Next, this is chelating agent. Sometimes heavy metals are used in the formulation, so it is required to chelate form. Heavy metals cause degradation of gel bases and medicament. Some heavy metals which is can degrade the gel bases and medicament. That's why we use chelating agents like best example of chelating agent EDTA. Now humectant to maintain humidity in the preparation and to prevent drying means after application of humectant substances we can prevent a formulation from its drying because if a formulation will dry so it is difficult to use. So best example of humectant is glycine and sorbitan. Hygroscopic substances, these prevent quick loss of water due to evaporation in gel and prevent drying and flake formation. Example of this type of category is glycerol and propylene glycol. As we discussed earlier about ointment and paste, now we will move on gel. So there are gelling agent which is uh, used for provide viscosity to gelling formulation. So these are organic, hydrocolloid or hydrophilic inorganic substances. There are two types. First one is natural, second one is synthetic. If any gelling agent obtained from natural sources, called natural gelling agent. If any jelly substances which is obtained from synthetic sources, called synthetic gelling agent. So example of natural gelling agent is gum tragacanth, starch, pectin, gelatin, clays, cellular derivatives. An example of synthetic gelling agent, sodium alginate, carbamol, polyvinyl alcohol. So if we will discuss in detail clays, basically clays is 7 to 20% bentonite is used as a dermatological base means for preparation of dermatological means skin preparation and 10% of aluminum magnesium silicate is used in medicated gels. Gels are not clear and form powdery residue on skin. And we will apply on gel on the skin. After some time, you can see there is some powder-like structure on the above surface of the skin. So that is form powdery residue. Now we will discuss about gelling agent, which is used in the formulation of gel. So first one is tragacanth. We will discuss it superficially, means briefly. So tragacanth is used for preparation of lubricated, medicated, and contraceptive jellies. Concentration used for lubrication is 2 to 3%. If we are prepared for dermatology preparations, so we will use it for 5%. Triagon is polyvertable, means it is very less to acquire properties of water. On addition to water, lumps are formed which is difficult to disperse. Means if a tragacanth is come to contact with water, so it will form a lumps, and its lumps is very difficult to disperse. Dispersing agent is generally used to get a homogeneous product. For the preparation of the tragacanth, the required dispersing agents, alcohol, glycerol, or volatile alcohol or liquids are used as a dispersing agent. Second one is pectin. It's a good gelling agent, mainly used for acid product, used in many preparations including edible jellies. Glycine is used as a dispersing agent and humectant. Pectin jelly is good medium for bacterial growth, so we require addition of preservative. Some example of preservative are you can note parabens, methylparabens, propylparabens, which is used in the ratio of 1 and ratio 9. So, and its storage condition is well closed container to prevent loss of moisture by evaporation. If we are preparing pectin jelly, so we require a container which should be closed, so we can prevent evaporation of moisture. Third one is starch. Starch is used in combination with other gelling agent, provide a water soluble dermatological base. Starch if we add with gelatin and glycerine, jelly product is still used. Glycerine up to 50% may be added, which act as a preservative and as well as humectant. But some of conditions associated with the starch is it should be freshly prepared and it will covered with well closed container to prevent loss of moisture by evaporation. This is a two notes which is associated with the starch formulation. Gelatin is natural substances obtained from animal sources, which is used for formation of gel as well as capsule cell preparation. It is insoluble in cold water, soluble in hot water. 2% of gelatin solution form jelly after cooling, and 50% of solution of gelatin form a stiff medicated jellies. Number 5 is cellulose derivative, produce neutral jellies of very stable viscosity, afford good resistance against microgrowth. Means if we are using cellulose derivative agent as a gelling agent, so it will resist against microbial growth. Third one is high clarity and produce a soft film after drying. This when we will apply on the skin after drying, it will form a soft film. Sodium CMC. CMC stands for carboxymethyl cellulose. Sodium carboxymethyl cellulose. It is used for preparation of lubricating and sterile jellies. Withstand autoclaving temperature without detonation. Detonation means destruction. When if we are sterilize formulation or semi-solid formulation, so it will be withstand in autoclave. Autoclave is the equipment which is used for the sterilization process, and you will study in further years. An example of this type of formulation is methyl cellulose, sodium carboxyl methyl cellulose, sodium CMC 1.5 to 5% used as lubricating gel and 5% used as a dermatological gels. Sixth one is sodium alginate. This is a natural gelling agent. 1.5 to 2% used as a lubricating gel. If we are preparing a lubricating gel, so we will use 1.5 to 2%. There are various grades of sodium alginate: low viscosity, high viscosity, medium viscosity. And if we are preparing dermatological formulation, so we will add it 5 to 10%. Viscosity can be increased by adding soluble calcium salt. If we will add soluble calcium salt in this formulation, so viscosity will automatically increase. Salting out is observed with high concentration. If we will use sodium alginate in a high concentration, so there are property it will sorting out. 2 to 5% alcohol, glycerin, propylene and glycol are used as dispersing agent. If we are preparing gel by using sodium alginate, so we require 2 to 4% alcohol, glycerin, PEG as a dispersing agent. So what is the advantage of a sodium alginate over Dragacans? Because it is available as I told in this slide. This is available in the various viscosity grades like low viscosity, high viscosity, medium viscosity. But Tragacan is not available in various viscosity. It is available in on unique viscosity. That's why it is a advantage over Tragacan. Now you can see there are four images. First one is clotrimazole cream USP 1% means 1% of clotrimazole is used in this preparation. So this is an example of cream. Second one is lidocaine ointment USP 5%, where lidocaine is a drug, ointment is a formulation, and USP means United States Pharmacopoeia. 5% is the concentration of lidocaine in this ointment. Third one is oral analgesic gel. So it is best example of gel. Third one is Colgate Total Advance. This is example of paste. Thank you for giving me this valuable time.